Alex was just settling into his quiet evening when his phone buzzed. The name on the screen made him hesitate. It was Jake. His brother never called unless he needed something. With a sigh, Alex answered. "Alex, man, I don't know what to do. We just got kicked out. The landlord raised the rent again, and we couldn't keep up. We have nowhere to go. Please, can we stay with you? Just for a couple of weeks, until we figure something out." Alex rubbed his temple. Jake had always been reckless with money, constantly moving from place to place, always blaming someone else for his struggles. Still, Alex couldn't ignore the desperation in his voice. He thought about his quiet 3-bedroom house. Letting his brother, Lisa, and their 2 kids stay for a short while wouldn't be the worst thing, right? "All right, just for a couple of weeks," Alex agreed. He had no idea how much he would come to regret those words. Jake and his family arrived the next evening, bringing far more than Alex expected. He had imagined a couple of suitcases. Instead, they showed up with a moving truck. "We figured we'd bring some comforts from home," Lisa said cheerfully as Jake directed the movers where to place their furniture. Alex's hallway became cluttered with bags, boxes, and random furniture pieces that had no business being in his house. He watched, stunned, as Lisa started rearranging his living room without even asking. The kids, Max and Lily, wasted no time making themselves at home, sprinting up and down the hallway, their loud footsteps echoing through the house. By the time the first night rolled around, Alex was already exhausted. The next morning, Alex walked into his kitchen, only to find Lisa had completely taken over. "Oh, morning, Alex," she greeted him, stirring something on the stove. "I just thought I'd make breakfast for everyone. You don't mind, do you?" Alex looked around. The counters were covered in flour, eggshells, and a mess of ingredients. Every single one of his pots and pans had been pulled out and used. His once-organized kitchen now looked like a war zone. No, it's fine," he muttered, though his stomach twisted with unease. Jake strolled in, scratching his head. "Man, you got it good here. Your place is way nicer than our old apartment. I bet you never even use all these rooms, huh?" Alex chuckled awkwardly. "Yeah, I like my space." Jake smirked. "Must be lonely, though. Good thing we're here to liven the place up." By the second week, Alex's patience was already wearing thin. Jake and Lisa showed no urgency in looking for a new place. Instead of searching for apartments, Jake lounged on the couch, gaming for hours. Lisa spent her time redecorating, making comments like, "This wall would look so much better in a different color," or "We should get a bigger dining table since there are more of us now." The worst part, the kids were out of control. Max spilled juice on the couch and shrugged when Alex pointed it out. Lily drew on the walls with crayons. When Alex gently reminded them to be careful, Lisa just laughed. "Oh, come on, Alex. They're just kids. You're being too uptight." Alex clenched his jaw. He was losing control of his own home. The fridge was always empty because Jake and Lisa treated it like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Dishes piled up in the sink. Clothes were left on the floor. One night, after another exhausting day of dealing with their mess, Alex finally sat Jake and Lisa down. "So, have you guys found any new apartments yet?" he asked. Jake sighed dramatically. "We're looking, but man, the market is rough. And honestly, we're kind of getting comfortable here. It's so much easier than trying to rush into a bad deal." Alex's stomach twisted. Comfortable? That was when the terrifying realization hit him. They had no plans to leave. Days turned into weeks, and Jake and his family showed no signs of leaving. Every time Alex brought up their apartment search, Jake had a new excuse. "Man, the market is insane right now," Jake said one evening, stretching out on Alex's couch like he owned it. "Besides, why rush into something when we've got a good setup here?" Alex forced a smile, but his patience was unraveling. He had given them a temporary home, not a permanent one. The house, once his peaceful sanctuary, now felt like a never-ending circus. Lisa treated the house as if it were her own. She had rearranged the furniture, replaced Alex's coffee table with one they brought from their old place, and even changed the curtains. "Your color scheme was a little dull," she had said with a smile. Alex gritted his teeth. He hadn't given her permission to change anything. The kids, Max and Lily, had taken over the living room, scattering toys everywhere, jumping on the couch, and blasting cartoons at full volume. Alex had given up trying to enjoy any quiet time after work. Then came the unspoken invasion of his bedroom. One night, Alex came home late from work, exhausted. He trudged into his bedroom, ready to collapse, only to find Lisa's laundry spread across his bed. "What the hell is this?" he muttered, picking up a pink sweater. Lisa appeared in the doorway, unfazed. "Oh, I just needed more space to fold clothes. The guest room was a mess with the kids' stuff, so I figured I'd use yours." Alex took a deep breath. "Lisa, this is my bedroom." She waved a hand dismissively. "Oh, relax, Alex. We're family." Alex clenched his fists, feeling his blood boil. They had completely erased any respect for his space. The final straw came a few nights later. Alex woke up at 3 a.m. to the sound of clanking dishes and loud laughter. He groggily got out of bed and stumbled to the kitchen. Jake and Lisa sat at the dining table, eating and chatting like it was the middle of the day. "Are you serious?" Alex groaned. "It's the middle of the night." Jake chuckled, shoveling food into his mouth. "Chill, man. We were just hungry." Lisa sipped her tea. "You should really lighten up, Alex. You get so worked up over little things." Alex snapped. "Little things? You guys have completely taken over my house. You don't pay rent, you don't clean up after yourselves, and you don't even try to find a new place. I let you stay here as a favor, but you've turned this into your personal hotel." Silence filled the room. Jake sighed, shaking his head. "Man, we're family. I thought you'd understand." Lisa crossed her arms. "We do help out. I cook. I clean." Alex let out a bitter laugh. "Cooking for yourself isn't helping. And cleaning? You mean the mess you and the kids make?" Jake set his fork down, looking annoyed. "So what? You're just going to kick us out?" Alex stared at them. For the first time, he realized that's exactly what he needed to do. Alex spent the next few days in silent frustration, watching as his home continued to be overtaken. He barely recognized it anymore. His once organized space was now filled with clutter, Lisa's decorations, and the constant sound of cartoons blaring. But what really pushed him over the edge was the electricity bill. When Alex opened the latest bill, his jaw nearly hit the floor. It had tripled from what he usually paid. "This has to be a mistake," he muttered, scrolling through the charges. But it wasn't. His brother's family left every light on, the TV never stopped playing, and Lisa ran the dishwasher and washing machine constantly. Not to mention Jake's gaming setup that stayed powered up all day. Alex stomped into the living room, waving the bill in Jake's face. "Do you see this? 3 times my normal bill. You guys are running this house like it's a 24-hour resort." Jake barely looked up from his game. "Relax, man. It's just a bill." "Just a bill?" Alex scoffed. "You don't even pay rent. You don't help with groceries. And now I'm supposed to cover this too." Lisa, who was painting her nails at the kitchen table, sighed dramatically. "Alex, you're making such a big deal out of nothing. We are helping. I bought milk the other day." Alex's patience snapped like a rubber band stretched too thin. "That's it. You guys need to start paying rent, or you need to leave." The room fell silent. Jake finally looked up from his game, frowning. "You're really going to charge your own family? That's cold, man." Lisa scoffed. "Wow, Alex. We thought you were better than that." Alex's hands curled into fists. "No, what's cold is watching my home get taken over while you two make excuse after excuse. I gave you 2 weeks. It's been 2 months." Jake exchanged a glance with Lisa, then leaned back with a smirk. "Well, good luck getting us out." Alex's stomach twisted. Something about the way he said that didn't sit right. "What's that supposed to mean?" Alex demanded. Lisa shrugged, her tone sickeningly sweet. "Legally, we've been staying here long enough that you can't just throw us out. We have tenant rights now." Alex's breath caught in his throat. Tenant rights? His brother had played him. They never planned on leaving. Alex felt like the floor had been ripped out from under him. Tenant rights? His own brother was now using the law to stay in his house against his will? He clenched his fists. "You can't be serious." Lisa smirked, folding her arms. "Oh, but we are. We've been here for over 2 months, and according to the law, you can't just kick us out overnight. You'll have to go through a whole eviction process." Jake leaned back on the couch, smug. "And trust me, bro, that can take months." Alex's stomach twisted in anger. This wasn't just about overstaying their welcome anymore. They had planned this. That night, Alex couldn't sleep. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling trapped in his own home. His mind raced through possibilities. Could he call the police? No. Jake was right. Legally, they were now considered tenants. Kicking them out would take time. The worst part, they knew it. The next morning, Alex found Lisa wearing his bathrobe as she made coffee in his kitchen. "Morning, Alex," she said sweetly. "We're out of oat milk, by the way. Can you grab some?" Alex gritted his teeth. Why don't you go buy it? Lisa laughed. Oh, come on. You know we're trying to save money for a new place. That was the last straw. That evening, Alex decided to fight back. If the law wouldn't help him, he'd make them want to leave. Step 1. Make life unbearable for them. First, he shut off the Wi-Fi. Within minutes, Jake stormed into Alex's room. Dude, what happened to the internet? Alex shrugged. Oh, must be an issue with the provider. Might take weeks to fix. Jake's face twisted in frustration. Come on, man. I need it for my gaming. Guess you'll have to go to a cafe, Alex said, hiding a smirk. Lisa was next. I can't watch my shows without Wi-Fi, she whined. Alex feigned sympathy. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe you guys should, I don't know, find your own place. But the real masterpiece came later that night. Jake and Lisa were settling in when the house was suddenly filled with the sound of loud, blaring rock music. Alex had hooked his speakers up in the hallway and blasted music at full volume. Jake burst into the hallway, covering his ears. What the hell, man? Oh, sorry, Alex shouted over the music. I just felt like listening to some tunes. You know, since it's my house. Lisa groaned. You're being childish. Alex grinned. No, I'm just getting started. They had made his life miserable. Now it was his turn. Alex woke up feeling more determined than ever. His brother and Lisa had turned his home into a free-for-all, but he wasn't about to let them win. They thought the law was on their side. Fine. Alex would make them want to leave. No eviction needed. That morning, Alex made one major change. He put a padlock on the fridge and cabinets. Lisa walked into the kitchen, rubbing her eyes. Alex, why is the fridge locked? Oh, that, Alex said casually, sipping his coffee. Since you guys don't contribute to groceries, I figured I'd keep my food separate. Jake stormed in next, looking furious. Bro, you can't just lock up the food. Alex smirked. Actually, I can. My house, my rules. Lisa huffed. What are we supposed to eat? Alex shrugged. Maybe buy your own food? They stared at him, their faces a mix of shock and outrage. The free ride was officially over. That night, Alex installed a timer on the hot water heater. The next morning, Lisa's scream echoed through the house. Why is the water ice cold? She shrieked. Alex pretended to look concerned. Oh no, must be a plumbing issue. The hot water only works for 10 minutes a day now. Jake growled. Dude, that's not funny. Not a joke, Alex said, forcing back a grin. Guess you'll have to take super quick showers. Or maybe find your own place. Lisa glared at him, shivering in her towel. You're the worst. But it was working. A few days later, Alex made his final move. He invited his loudest, most obnoxious friend, Greg, to crash at the house. Greg was a nightmare. He played video games at full volume, left his sweaty gym clothes everywhere, and made terrible-smelling protein shakes every morning. And unlike Jake and Lisa, Greg actually had tenant rights too. Jake was losing it. How long is he staying? He demanded. Alex grinned. Oh, indefinitely. You know, kinda like you guys. Lisa snapped. I can't do this anymore. Jake groaned. Yeah, man. This is ridiculous. We need our space. Alex leaned back. Oh, I totally understand. I'd hate to feel uncomfortable in my own home. The next morning, Jake and Lisa packed their bags. We'll be out by the end of the day, Jake muttered, avoiding eye contact. Lisa gave Alex one last glare. You're heartless. Alex smiled. Nah, I just don't let freeloaders win. As they finally walked out the door, Greg fist-bumped Alex. Dude, that was legendary. Alex took a deep breath. Peace. At last, Alex watched his brother and Lisa walk away with their suitcases. A huge weight lifted off his chest. His home was finally his again. No more unpaid bills. No more freeloaders taking advantage of his kindness. No more feeling trapped in his own house. That night, he sat on his couch, with a beer in hand, enjoying the silence. Greg stretched and yawned. So, I can crash here for a few more weeks, right? Alex turned to him, raised an eyebrow, and smirked. Hell no. The end.